Hello and welcome to Pushing Back, Ukraine Daily Brief. As the war enters its 1078th day, these are the main developments from the past 24 hours. The update from the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. Russia has lost approximately 844,070 troops in Ukraine since the beginning of the war. The number includes 1,140 casualties over the past day. According to the released Ukrainian figures, Russia lost 9 tanks, 12 armored combat vehicles, 52 artillery systems, 99 drones, 157 vehicles, and 2 pieces of special equipment. In the last 24 hours, the Russians launched 80 combat clashes and carried out 48 airstrikes, including 78 guided bombs on the territory of Ukraine. They also carried out around 4,400 attacks on the positions of Ukrainian troops and settlements using various types of weapons. In its latest intelligence update, the UK's Ministry of Defence reports January 2025 was likely the second most costly month for Russia in the war, with 48,240 casualties reported by Ukraine's General Staff. December 2024 remains the deadliest month with 48,670 casualties. Russia has sustained over 50,000 casualties in 2025 so far and more than 837,000 since the invasion began in February 2022. The average daily Russian casualty rate in January was 1,556, slightly lower than December's 1,570, the highest recorded. The rate is expected to remain above 1,000 per day in February, driven by intense Russian operations and offensives. In its latest intelligence update, the Institute for the Study of War. International Atomic Energy Agency Director General Rafael Mariano Grossi visited the Kievska electrical substation in Kiev Oblast on February 4 to assess damage to the substation as Russian long-range strikes targeting energy infrastructure continue to threaten Ukraine's nuclear power plants and Ukraine's energy production capabilities. Russian officials continue to justify the Kremlin's decision to not conduct an involuntary reserve call-up at this time, despite indications that the Russian military is struggling to recruit enough new personnel to replace its high casualties. Russian occupation authorities continue to discuss Russia's possible illegal annexation of Kharkiv Oblast, but claimed that Ukraine's September 2022 counteroffensive in Kharkiv Oblast spoiled Russia's plans to hold a referendum in the region at that time. A significant number of Russian vessels that had been at the port of Tartus in recent weeks may have left Syria for Russia as Russian-Syrian negotiations about Russia's continued access to its bases in Syria reportedly continue. Ukrainian naval drone strikes have likely forced Russia to dramatically alter Russian ships' routes between Russia and Syria. Russia has also reportedly used vessels belonging to the Ministry of Defense Oberon Logistica company to monitor NATO vessels in the Baltic Sea. Russian forces recently advanced near Kupiansk. A Kremlin-affiliated Russian mill blogger claimed that Russian forces in the Siversk direction continue to struggle with systemic issues, with field commanders filing false progress reports despite recent command changes. In President Zelensky's nightly address, he spoke about 3 key areas. Firstly, Ukraine strengthens economic and financial security. President Zelensky has signed a decree to continue support programs for citizens and businesses, prioritizing economic growth and independence. Law enforcement agencies are investigating financial crimes worth billions, with sanctions and legal actions underway. The government is also working with the UK to target Russia's shadow oil fleet. Secondly, crackdown on drug pricing and healthcare reform. The government is addressing rising medicine prices, warning pharmacy chains against price hikes. Zelensky has called on the Health Ministry and Anti-Monopoly Committee to take immediate action, stressing that failure to act will result in personnel changes. Lastly, diplomatic efforts and prisoner exchange. Ukraine is ramping up diplomatic engagement with the US and other allies to ensure lasting security. Meanwhile, another 150 Ukrainian prisoners have been freed from Russian captivity, some after years in detention. Zelensky vowed continued efforts to bring all captives home. Ukraine's First Lady Olena Zelenska visited the Chernihiv region with her foundation team to support recovery efforts amid ongoing Russian attacks. The visit included delivering 3 ambulances as part of a broader aid package of 60 vehicles, providing 628 devices for online learning to students, and inspecting the construction of a new school shelter. The foundation, with international support, has already supplied over 65,000 students and teachers with digital devices and is restoring 12 shelters. Zelenska also met a foster family displaced from Kharkiv, providing them with humanitarian aid and essential household appliances. Thanks for following today's updates. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. We'll return tomorrow with the latest news on the ongoing conflict.